Hello and welcome back to FM21. Today we're back with Watford and we're fresh off the back of our incredibly nervy 4-3 win against West Brom in the Carabao Cup semi-final. Very excited to have reached a cup final in our first season in charge. However, we have no time to celebrate. We have 6 games that we need to catch up on today, as well as a bunch of transfer updates before today's match against Coventry in the league, so we better get cracking. So we have 4 league games as well as 2 FA Cup matches that we have to catch up on. So we start things off with our match against Sheffield Wednesday in the third round of the FA Cup. A 2-1 win, although we probably should have won by more really. Yet another good display from this Watford side. A slightly asymmetrical formation, which is a bit unusual for us, but Ugarte does want to play more games as a defensive midfielder in his deep line playmaker role, so we don't really have much choice, but I don't think it changes things up very much. It's just to keep him happy and it's not really a detriment to us, so I don't mind really. Ismail Assar and Nathaniel Chalobah getting the goals for Watford before Izzy Brown got a consolation for Wednesday. We actually start things off with a Sarr penalty miss in the 13th minute. Of course, you always expect to score penalties, but unfortunately Sarr just booted that wide. However, he made amends just 6 minutes later with our opening goal. A classic Watford counter-attacking goal this. Sarr gets the ball halfway through our half and takes it all the way himself to the penalty area before dinking it very nicely over the goalkeeper. Brilliant goal that, classic Sarr. And right on the stroke of half time, we were 2-0 up thanks to Chalobah. Keena with the free kick, sends it into the back stick where Chalobah is there, loses his man and heads it past the keeper. Nice goal. We definitely didn't perform as well in the second half, and Izzy Brown was able to get a consolation for Wednesday, slightly against the run of play. Pelu Pessi with the ball back to Iolfa, who knocks the cross in. Brown's able to back away from his man and head it past Foster. A pretty decent goal that, but clumsy to concede. Pedro and Mitchell with both slightly poor performances, but nothing to worry about too much. We were still able to secure the win and get through to the 4th round of the FA Cup. Next up, we're at home to Huddersfield, and we actually had a week break before this one, which is very rare indeed. A comfortable 3-1 win in the end, but I don't think we actually performed as well as we could have done. Very unusual that we didn't have most of the possession, and we didn't create as many chances as usual either. However, 11 of those shots on target, and despite not being at our best, we were rewarded for being clinical. Pedro was the 2-goal hero in this match, and he got us off to a flyer with a goal just a couple of seconds into the match. Ngakia with the interception there, plays Pedro through. It's 1-on-1 with the keeper, and a very nice finish into the bottom left-hand corner. Very good indeed. 14 minutes later, we made it 2-0 through Vinicius Jr. Ball comes out to Chalobah. Chalobah over to Ugarte, knocks it forward to Marquez. Keena knocks it to Pedro and unselfishly squares it to Vinny to slot past the keeper. A very nice team goal that, some excellent passing. However, just 1 minute later, Huddersfield had scored. A penalty after a clumsy tackle from Vavro, a good penalty from Karoma into the bottom left-hand corner. Foster went the right way, but the placement was too good. So 2-1 at half-time, and just a couple of minutes later, we had a Marquez goal disallowed. But at 72 minutes, we were able to score a third, and it was that man, João Pedro again. And Ngakia with the throw-in is headed back to him, knocks it down to Keena, over to Ugarte. Ugarte with the ball in. The keeper comes out, but Pedro beats him to the ball and heads it past him. Again, not really at our best, but a 3-1 win, you gotta take that. Next up, we welcome Barnsley to the Vic. A 3-0 win, and notably, a return to the starting lineup for Etienne Capoue. Now, I have gone on the record of saying that I did want to sell Capoue and Deeney due to their in-game wages and their performances in real life. On the episode when I dropped them both out of the team, I was not very impressed with them at all. Since then, Capoue has actually moved on to Villarreal, and Deeney is currently out of the Watford team due to injury. I have been trying to sell both of them, however there have been no takers. The January transfer window is now shut and they're still with the club, so as we have them here we may as well start using them again and hopefully raise their value a little bit more. Although I am very happy with our regular first team, so I suspect that we won't be seeing too much of them, but they are both back into the squad and we can use them if we want to. Capoue makes a start here to give Ugarte a bit of a rest. Didn't put in the best performance, but again he has been out of the team for a while. João Pedro with the opening goal, 16 minutes in. It's Glazer on the ball, knocks it forward to Sarr. Hughes in the middle, nice ball through to Pedro, one touch past the defender and a lovely calm finish at the bottom right hand corner. 1-0, and a couple of minutes before half time Vinny was on hand to make it 2-0. Glazer with the ball across to Messina, up to Hughes who's in that attacking midfield role. Vinny takes it past one, past two, and a lovely finish past the keeper. Really nice goal that one, and a cartwheel to celebrate. And just 10 minutes after half time it was 3-0 thanks to our rock at the back, Dennis Vavro, who's been excellent since he's come in. Glazer with the free kick, good to see him involved with all of these goals, and Vavro heads it past the keeper. Two excellent wins in the league, and then we were back to the FA Cup for a fourth round clash away at Everton. Always a tough game this, and yet another Prem team to try and beat. A 2-1 win is an excellent result considering that we were second best for most of the game. Everton will be pretty annoyed that they didn't come away as winners in this one. Yet again, it was another early goal, Vinny scoring just a couple of seconds into the game, and Gakia on the right here knocks it back to Hughes. Hughes with a lovely ball over to Vinny, one touch past the defender, and another cool finish in the left-hand corner. Really, really nice. We were then 2-0 up in under 20 minutes. Pedro yet again, and Gakia with the throw over to Keena. Keena beats his man, lovely cross, and Pedro beats the keeper to the ball to volley it home. However, Everton really started to get back into the game then, and it was Dominic Calvert-Lewin with their consolation goal. Richarlison, formerly of Watford, breaking free. Good tackle from Keena, but Calvert-Lewin is first to the ball. Iwobi plays him through, a well-timed run, and a very cool finish past Foster. A couple of minutes later, it could have been 3-1, but Pedro's goal was chalked off. So 2-1 it finished with all the action taking place in the first half, but the most notable thing to come out of this game was an injury to Sarr. He is now out for 4 weeks, which is a real blow, as of course he is pretty much our best player. However, he should be back in time for the Carabao Cup Final against Chelsea. Hopefully we can get him up to speed just before then, so he's back to his good old self. Thankfully, we do have a lot of squad depth and a couple of options to replace him. Marquez, of course, has been our second choice right winger, but we do also have the new arrival Torre, as well as João Pedro himself, who can obviously play on either wing and up front, as can Domingos Quina. But for our next league match against Stoke, I did opt to put Pedro out there on the right, and he didn't have the best of times, success taking his place up front. A 3-2 win, we were well on top, and how Stoke got 2 goals I'll never know, but a win is a win, and you've got to love a last minute winner no matter the context. Gregory opening the scoring for Stoke just a couple of minutes in, a snowy pitch at Stoke. Verlinden hoofs the ball forward. Gregory's got the beating of Vavro and Trustekong, and a nice finish past Foster. Clumsy goal, we were half asleep really. Thankfully we weren't behind for too long. Domingos Quina getting our first goal 11 minutes in. Messina bringing the ball down the left, runs out of room so passes it to Vinny. Hughes with a nice ball to Quina, who sets up Vinny, hits the keeper, and Vinny unselfishly squares it across to Quina to tap in past the keeper. A nice goal, that unselfish attitude from Vinny. Our next goal came from an unlikely source. Adam Messina, our left back. Pedro on the ball, over to Quina. Lots of one-touch passing, over to Vinny. Messina now bringing it into the box from a very wide angle, takes a shot, perfect placement, hits the post and in. Very nice goal. So there was me on the touchline thinking, good, we're 2-1 up into half-time, perfect. But no, right on the stroke of half-time, Joe Allen, formerly of Liverpool, equalises for Stoke. Mikel on the ball, over to Collins, back to Mikel. Mikel over to Powell. Allen on the edge of the area, and what a screamer. Really, really nice goal that. So 2-2 into the second half, and we went on the attack, desperate for that winning goal. It really did seem like it wasn't going to come, and we were actually going to get our first draw of the season. We haven't had one yet, but thankfully it was Ugarte to the rescue with a goal 89 minutes in. Hughes on the ball in the area, has nowhere to go, so passes it back to Messina, backs away from his man before taking a touch and playing an inch-perfect pass to Ugarte, who's able to tap it past the keeper for a 3-2 win. As I said before, you gotta love a last-minute winner, and Ugarte really is turning into quite the player. So our incredible run of 17 wins on the trot was extended to 18 for the last game in January against QPR. A brilliant 4-1 win, another very clinical performance, and our man of the match with 2 goals was Dennis Vavro, the central defender. However, it was Marquez, who's back in for Sarr on the right, who opened the scoring. Hughes with a lovely pass to Mitchell. Somehow Pedro gets to the ball first, but a good tackle. However, only as far as Marquez, who takes one touch before slotting it past the keeper. A nice finish. Just 5 minutes later, it was 2-0. Dennis Vavro with his first goal of the afternoon. Glazer free kick. Dennis Vavro loses his man at the back post to head past the keeper. Looks like a real threat from set pieces, does Vavro. However, we did concede one right before half time as well. Literally seconds before the whistle went. Cameron with a goal. QPR with a set piece of their own. Tom Carroll knocks the ball in at the back post, and Cameron somehow beats Ekong to the ball to knock it past Foster. However, 13 minutes into the second half and we were awarded a penalty. Now Sarr is our usual penalty taker, who is of course injured, so I looked to the squad to see who else is comfortable with penalties, and to my complete surprise, Dennis Vavro actually has 15 for penalties. So I decided to let him take this one to see what he can do, and yeah, a nice calm finish into the bottom left hand corner. It's not often that you see defenders take taking penalties, but Vavre certainly made no mistake there. And a couple of minutes later, João Pedro puts the icing on the cake for a 4-1 win. Troost-Ekong heads the ball up to Ugarte, who turns and passes it to Pedro, to Hughes, and a lovely 1-2. Pedro's through on goal, and a brilliant finish. 4-1. So that's where we're at in terms of results. 18 wins on the trot is ridiculous. I certainly did not expect that. And thankfully we seem to be doing okay without Sarr at the moment. Though I certainly hope he'll be back fit before that big Chelsea fixture. But obviously we are out of January now, which means that the transfer window is slammed shut, and we do have a couple of things to update you on. Obviously we do have a very, very strong squad with lots of players knocking around who aren't really playing. So most of our business was actually the departure of players out on loan to get some first team action and hopefully increase their value a little bit. The first one wasn't necessary. Mateus Arezzo heading out on loan to Dusseldorf. Obviously we weren't able to get a work permit for him, and hopefully the next time we apply for one he will qualify. We also saw the loan departures of Stipe Perica out to Cardiff, Ken Semmer over to Club Brugge in Belgium, Franco Sierralta off to Aston Villa to play some first team football, that can only be a good thing. Ben Wilmot, who we recalled from Brentford for not getting any action, has gone off on loan to Bournemouth instead, where hopefully he'll play some more games. Richard Narty, who we bought in on a free at the start of the season just to play in our under-23s and see how he develops, has gone on loan to Wigan. And the last one may be a bit of a surprise departure, but Isaac Success has gone on loan to Newcastle. Given that we weren't able to sell Troy Deeney this window, he is now in the squad as our backup striker, and Isaac Success was going to have some limited game time, so he's gone off to Newcastle to hopefully play lots of games and increase his value a little bit. We did also have just one more incoming player, Carles Alenya from Barcelona, a really talented young midfielder. He's been brought in as cover for Dominguez Quina in attacking midfield, but he is also very comfortable in central midfield and would give us a nice attacking outlet if we did want to play a 4-3-3. A talented player with lots of flair. It will be very interesting to see if he's able to break his way into the first team. So that's it for January. Finally over. It did seem like it went on forever, and our first match of February is away at Coventry, who are of course playing in St Andrews at the moment. So here's today's lineup. Our usual 4-2-3-1. Foster in goal, Messina, Vavro, Troost-Ekong and Ngakia, our usual back four. Ugarte and Hughes in midfield, just behind Alenya, who makes his debut for us. Vinny on the left, Marquez on the right, and Pedro up front as per usual. Lots of options for changes on the bench, but hopefully we'll see a good performance. And here we are at St Andrews. Coventry with the kick-off, Walker back to O'Hare. Dabo with the free kick for Coventry. It's a good ball in. Troost-Ekong heads clear, and it's up to Alenya, who's looking to break forward. We love our counter-attacks, we do. Going straight for goal himself. Here we are, takes the shot. Good block from the defender. Messina with the throw-in, over to Vinny. Back to Messina. Over to Hughes. Hughes with the ball into the box. Vinny's there. Knocks it back to Ngakia, who takes the shot, and it's blocked by the defender for a Watford corner. Well, half-time, still 0-0, but it has been all us really. We've been a bit wasteful with our chances, which is a shame, but fingers crossed we can make them count in the second half. Pedro with a kick-off to Hughes, over to Messina. It's Messina, looking to head up to Vinny there. Alenya gets the ball, back to Messina. Everyone charges into the box with a cross, but it's blocked, and that'll be a Watford corner. Ugarte on corner duty today, sends the ball in to the back post where Pedro's waiting, but it's headed clear, and it looks like Coventry have a chance to counter now. Guga leading the charge, and Ngakia backing away from him, not getting close at all. Guga knocks it back to Giles, looking to get that cross in. Shipley now, back to Giles, and a good block from Alenya. Ngakia with the throw in up at the Coventry area, over to Marquez, back to Ngakia. Messina, who's got lots of space, over to Vinny. Vinny takes a first time shot, but it's wide. He did have time there. I wish he'd taken a bit more time over that one. McFadzine with the free kick for Coventry, plays it short to Sheaf, over to O'Hare. Good tackle from Ugarte, over to Vinny, and we're on the counter. Here he comes. He's got men ahead of him. Looks like he's taking it all himself. Here he goes, Vinny with the shot. Oh, and he's knocked it wide. A really nice attack, just a wasted finish at the end there. Well, despite lots of chances, we haven't been able to score yet, and we do have some players not looking at their best out there. Pedro not having a brilliant game, so we are going to give Troy Deeney a chance to redeem himself. And Marquez hasn't been able to put his mark on the game either, so on comes Djibril Touré to see what he can do out on the right. Fingers crossed we'll see these attacking changes make some impact. We're going extremely attacking now to try and win this in the last minute. McCallum with the throw-in for Coventry. Over to Hisner. Knocked away. McCallum looks like he's going to get a cross in. Pilsner again with a shot and a save from Foster. Goodness me. I would have been gutted if Coventry were win this in the last minute. Allen with a free kick and it's knocked clear. Ugarte on the ball. Come on lads, this is our chance. Launch forward to Troy. Troy heads it back to Alenia. Got Torre on the right. Here he is. Ngakia now. Come on lads, let's make it count. Ngakia with the cross in. Vinny's there at the back post. Oh! And it looked like it was destined for the top hand corner, but it's gone over. Oh, I'm not sure if we'll have time to make another chance. Especially with the keeper taking loads of time to take this goal kick. Messina's there. A long ball forward to Vinny. Here we go. Come on lads. Vinny with the cross. And it's headed out by Hyam for a corner. Ugarte with the ball in. Come on lad, make it count. Oh, and it's headed clear. Allen's on the ball. And that's got to be full time, surely. Come on, get stuck in. Oh, and that is actually our first draw of the season. Really disappointing performance, that. I think we should have won. 12 shots, but only 2 on target. We've gone from being super clinical in some of our other games to just being totally wasteful today. As usual, really good passes completed, loads of possession, just rubbish finishing. I guess it happens sometimes, but our substitutions today were no good at all. Deeney certainly doing no better than Pedro, and Torre actually not as good as Marquez, which is disappointing. He's still young, he's got time to develop, and I'm not actually sure of his best position yet, but it's clear to me we are missing Sarr. We are struggling to impose ourselves on that right wing now. Yeah, that's disappointing. We should have been coming away with all 3 points today. Well, I've given them a bit of a rollicking after that one, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really affect the table. We're still 15 points clear of Brentford in second place. I mean, the league is ours for sure, but I do want to be winning as many games as possible, and that just wasn't good enough today. And it does put an end to our 18-game winning streak, which of course is disappointing, but still an extremely good achievement. Well, it's a real shame to see that yellow dot there, ending that run of greens. But at the end of the day, things are going extremely well for Watford. And of course, we can't help but have one eye on that fixture at the end of the month, the Carabao Cup Final against Chelsea. That will be our next episode, and of course, it is a big one, so make sure you join us for that one. What do you think about our January transfer window? Did I miss some glaring holes? Did I make some unnecessary signings? Did I send some people out on loan that should still be here? Let me know in the comments below what you think. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, please do leave a like and please subscribe. It's still early days for us, and every subscribe does make a huge difference to me. But thanks very much for watching, and make sure you tune into next episode for the Carabao Cup Final. It will be a good one. See you then. Bye.